Sound check. Hello. Wait, why is it going red? Hello? Oh shit, I'm talking too loud. Hey, what's up? Hello. Hey dudes, how's it going? As I just flipped on the recording button, I realized that like 10% of my audience watch my videos on the regular, and they've actually seen what I look like. And the other 90% go onto my videos to see what's coming, what's the latest in Rust. I just realized a whole bunch of people haven't seen my face. So, ew, Flak's an old gross man. Yeah, I am. But you know what? I'm the average gamer. I'm an old dude. I'm a dad. I'm a husband. We want all those pretty boys that have like the fancy hair and like the Lamborghinis and shit. I've got a Hyundai. It's pretty sweet. Wow. Hey everybody, how's it going? misterflak here. So I wanted to do like a cool intro, and then I realized that like all intros are just cringy as shit.
You already know who it is. It's your boy. Yeah. The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
So I just thought I'd literally flip on the camera, start talking, and yeah, here we are. At the end of the year, the final moments of the year, it's the 6th of December, it's the end of the year. We survived 2021. It was a hectic year, I must admit. A couple of things happened to me. Did some work around the house, did some major upgrades. I had a baby, an actual human baby. That was cool. We made it, boys. I don't know, some of us didn't make it, but if you are here and you are listening, you made it, bro. Congrats. Give yourself a little pat. It's good work. Things haven't been easy, bros. Like, the whole world is struggling at the moment. Everyone's getting poorer. And for us gamers, it's not easy because, you know, like, everything's gone really expensive. I don't know if you guys noticed, but, like, things have gotten really, like, expensive. Even just to get your hands on, like, a GPU, a decent GPU nowadays, is not only stupidly expensive, but almost impossible because of the availability, thanks to those crypto fucking NFT nerds. But at the end of the day, we made it. We survived. But this video isn't like a year-end wrap type of video. It's not Christmas video of any sort. This is like an announcement slash, like, I guess review, if you want to call it that, video of probably the coolest thing that's happened this whole year, other than, of course, like producing actual life. Like, okay, I guess this is like the second coolest thing that's happened to me this year. So Asus, the dudes that I've done a ton of videos for Asus this year. I did like two laptop reviews. I built my daughter like a $5,000 Asus PC. I did 2 videos on that. Like, I had a busy year with Asus. It's a brand that I firmly believe in. You know, things were good. I enjoyed it personally because I like their stuff. So like after I did all my videos with Asus, they contacted me and they were like, you can pick something from our lineup for yourself, like as a gift. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, what can I pick? And they're like, anything. Anything that Asus sells, I can pick. And you'll give it to me. And they're like, yeah. Because you guys sell some really expensive shit. They were like, no, anything you want, pick it. We'll send it to you as like a thank you gift, I guess. Obviously, like a kid in a candy store, I went onto their website. Oh my God, so much stuff on their website that they sell that I didn't know they sell. And after hours and hours of browsing the website, I mean, I'm talking 3090s, pre-builts, a bunch of things I could have selected. I selected one item that's probably going to shock you. And that item is right there. Let me get my camera. Look at my professional equipment. And record. Hi. Okay, so this, you are looking at me, looking at you, looking at me. You see there, hi. So out of all the things that I could have selected from Asus, out of every single item that they sold, money is no option, pick what you want, I went with this. And holy heck, is it good. This is the Asus ROG Strix 17 G773, an absolute ballistic missile of a weapon that just happens to double as a laptop. Its clean, sharp, beautiful lines, multiple shades of black, that translucent panel on the keyboard give it such an aggressive stealth bomber type look, very sharp edges, very clean looking, makes it a breathtaking machine. You might notice some underglow lighting under the laptop and screen. This laptop has customizable strips. I of course went with the white underglow under the laptop itself, and under the screen I made a nice red strip. I think it gives it this ultimate sexy, aggressive, predatory look, and I'm pretty sure that if this laptop was a female, it would be Ariana Grande. Yes, this laptop is so attractive that when I'm in a room with the laptop and my wife, I feel bad looking at it. But we know this thing can win a beauty contest. But can it win a strongman competition? Now, you guys are probably wondering to yourself, why on earth would you select a laptop? I mean, look, it's a good laptop. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but for the last 2.5 years, I've been using exclusively laptops for my content creation. Editing, recording, gameplay, streaming. Every single thing that I've done computer related in the last 2.5 years has been owning on a laptop. I was with Acer. I had Predator before this. Whilst the Predator was a great unit, I absolutely love their stuff to this day. It was getting dated. It had like an 8th generation i7. It had a 2080 GPU in it. And the laptop that I had, it was a Triton 500. It got to a stage where it started struggling because, as games progress, as graphics get more intense, things start struggling. This is my new machine. This is my new daily driver. This device over here powers everything. I'm talking gaming, recording, editing, streaming, leisure, tax, administration. Everything in my operation runs off this laptop over here and my main screen. Now, this main screen in front of me is a 32-inch. That is quite big, as you can see. That is a 23-inch, I think. It's off at the moment. It's also Asus. 32-inch widescreen, and this is a 17. But I mean, look at the size difference between the two devices. Like, this is a big fucking laptop. Now, the laptop that I had before was a 15-inch and it was a thin and light. And whilst it was lovely and small and compact, the screen size was so small. So that's why I installed this one. But I found that this screen is so large that I can actually use this as my main second screen. So I can get rid of this one. So this is like my entire setup. I've got my main screen, I've got my laptop, I've got my mouse, my fancy mouse pad, keyboard, headphones, mic that I'm talking into right now, headphone stand, all my stuff, even my camera itself is all plugged into this laptop via like a hub. So essentially, this is all plugged in via those cables. I really need to paint that wall. So I've got my power cord on the left. The white one is a LAN cable, which I don't even need because it's got Wi-Fi 6, but I plug it into LAN anyway. And then one HDMI cable that's going to my main screen that's running on 144 hertz. And then one USB that powers all of my devices. One USB. So those 4 cables plugged into this gigantic laptop is it. That's my setup. Which is really cool if you think about it, because I don't have a gigantic gaming PC weighing me down. I mean, that's the reason why I switched from desktop PCs to laptops, is because I do stuff. I travel. Sometimes I don't want to be in an office. Sometimes like being here in this office like makes me sick. I can't stand it. Sometimes I want to get away. And in order to get away, all I have to do is literally unplug this laptop. Then I've got my entire gaming setup, this entire setup with me. Conveniences aside, you have to wonder to yourself, how powerful can a laptop be versus a desktop machine? And the answer is very close. See, this bad boy has a Ryzen 9 5900H CPU. It's an 8-core, has 16 threads. It is ridiculously powerful. It's one of the most powerful CPUs available on earth, frankly. The screen, oh my god, the screen on this unit is absolutely insane. First of all, its color accuracy is shockingly good. It's really pretty to look at. Folds the bezel to the absolute brim. It's a 17-inch screen. It has a, wait for it, 300 hertz screen. 300 hertz. It has a 300 hertz screen on a laptop. It's so OP, it's actually unnecessary. It's a 3 millisecond response time screen. Very fast, very snappy. In fact, what I'm going to do a little bit later in this video is demonstrate to you the difference between 144 hertz and 300. So I was having a hard time trying to explain to you exactly how fast 300 hertz is. Now, I've got 2 copies of Rocket League here. I've recorded it off my screen with a high-speed camera. The left one is showing 144 FPS at 144 hertz. The one on the right showing 300 FPS at 300 hertz. Now, you can see the difference, sort of. Remember, you guys are looking at this on 60 frames per second, but to get the real difference is what I'm going to do now is slow it down by 8 times. So I'm going to make the footage 8 times slower, and now tell me if you can see the difference. You can see the jaggedness of the footage, and obviously once that speeds up and you're looking at it with your human eye, the smoothness difference is actually insanely impressive. So I hope this sort of gives you an idea of how much better 300 hertz is than 144. The only thing is it kind of sucks because my laptop screen is now faster than my main screen. And not only that, it's got 32 gigs of DDR4 RAM. It can take 64 gigs, but the option that I chose had 32 gigs of RAM in it. It's got a 3080 graphics card, okay? 3080, but it's not one of those mobile jobbies. It's a proper 3080. It has 16 gigabytes of video memory. 16 gig 3080. That is, that's actually the reason why I picked the laptop. But I mean, it's not only that. Like, for example, the keyboard itself, obviously individually lit keys. I made my WASD and my function keys, I made them red. I don't know how well the camera is going to relate that. I made my RGB key. I made that rainbow. You know, per key. The keys itself are mechanical, like. It has actual mechanical keys. So insane. It has a full-size keypad, so I actually have a number pad. Thank goodness. I've got full function keys, I've got full everything. And those keys aren't just mechanical, they're actually optical mechanical. So they use like a laser light, like the light that your mouse uses. It uses that light to like capture keystrokes. I don't actually use the keyboard, but like, it's kind of cool. And one of the main reasons why I love this laptop in particular is because of its size. I had, like I said before, a thin and light laptop, and they run very, very hot, and they are very noisy machines. All of them are hot and noisy. That's how they work by default. But this one is a lot bigger, the chassis, it's a lot thicker. The CPU and the GPU use liquid metal thermal paste. Now, if you don't know what liquid metal is, it's basically not normal thermal paste. It's a thermal paste made out of metal. It is a really difficult process to apply to a CPU and a GPU because it can like cause short circuiting and shocking and that type of thing. This laptop uses the technology. The benefits though, if you get it done right, is extremely cool temperatures. And that was quite important to me because I struggled quite a bit with noise and overheating on my previous laptop. Okay, so I've loaded up Rust. You can see some stats in the top layer. I've got the GPU, CPU, RAM, and the FPS. Now, in my previous video, I did like a big troubleshooting testing on Rust, and it was unanimously agreed that Rust is just a terrible game to measure performance on. You know, you can have a monster and it'll get 100 FPS, or you can have a more average machine getting like 50 FPS. Take this with a pinch of salt. I'm on a public server called paranoid.gg. It's 133 population. Yeah, let's just, you know, do some normal gameplay stuff. Keep our eyes on that. Someone's coming. Oh, here we go. Gonna throw me with the spear any second. Ah, nope, of course. Of course. It always ends the same, man. What an arsehole. Here. You know what's gonna happen now, bro? You know. Oh, you bitch. Oh. Ooh, that looks comfy. Okay, just doing some average Rust things, you know. Get everything going, get the frame rates going. Going for a boat ride, testing the frames. Driving up the river. Okay, it does look like the CPU is... So, ooh, people. Let's see if we can make a play here. There's like 2 dudes. Ooh, 3 dudes. Okay, bro. Bow to AK. Watch this. Easy. Okay, I'm at the train yard now, and I'm gonna probably die here. Okay, my thoughts on the performance of Rust, not bad, to be honest. But like I said in the beginning of this little clip, it's very difficult to gauge Rust. A mid-machine runs Rust at 50 frames. A great machine runs Rust at 120, 130. So, you know, it performs okay, all things considered. The graphics is mostly on Ultra, it's on 1440p. The temperature of the CPU is getting warm, but it is not getting to the point of thermal throttling. I kept my eyes on their frequency, on the megahertz of both graphics card and CPU, and both didn't throttle. If it throttles, it dips massively low, it cuts in half, and that performance didn't. So this is basically just the way that Rust performs, if I to be honest. Okay, I find out that guy that killed me earlier with the LR, he lives inside here, and I'm gonna fucking stomp on his head now. Watch this. I hate this game so fucking much. Okay, next we're going to be doing Apex Legends. This is my favorite fun game. I'm dropping alone. I've got all the graphics on Ultra, and the resolution is 1440p. I'm not going to commentate, just keep your eyes on the action and the numbers. Whew, a Sentinel. It's my jam right here. Come on, bitch. Housekeeping. I'm gonna miss this. How you doing, guys? This is Future Flak from the editing room. I just wanted to let you know I did win this match, and there's no reason to show the final kill. And next, we're doing Cyberpunk, the world's best CPU incinerator. Let's give it a bash.
Good morning, Night City!
Every time I load into this game, I'm like literally horrified at just how good the graphics is. I always have to like remind myself that this is a game. Okay, I've got 60 FPS. Let's see resolution. Okay, so I'm on 1440p, 2K graphics. Let's check the graphics. Mostly ultra, I guess. A couple of things off, but mostly ultra. Ray tracing on. Okay, ray tracing. Okay, so it's basically maxed out at the moment. Let's see what we get. Okay, that's 70, 60 FPS. This looks
Like anything else?
fucking looks good, eh? Oh,
It's a bit.
it does look good. Oh gosh. Okay, well, indoors. I'm gonna go outside to the streets. The frames should drop heavily by then. Oh, God, I love this game so like the visuals are just insane. I love it.
Going in or staying out?
Hello. Oh, there we go. The frames dropped a bit. I mean, come on. It's like it's smoother than Rust, but the frames are half of Rust. It's such a weird experience just looking at this city. I love this game so much. I just wish it was better, but damn, the CPU's on fire though. Look at that, 94 degrees. Good lord. Oh God, what a game. I mean, look at the graphics. It's nuts. And I mean, it's only 60 FPS, but visually, like according to what my eyes can see, this is smoother than Rust. Weirdly, like it's so beautiful. Love it. I often have to just remind myself that this is actually a game. This is the graphics that we get to play in. I mean, look at it. It is just like I have to look down at my feet to make sure this is real and not like a cinematic. I mean, look at the detail and like the ambiance. Look at the detail on the car when you look at that fuel cap, and like, oh, it's insane. Okay, loading up another save file. Just getting to. Oh, I am first. Oh, change view. Change view. Change view. How do you Q? Oh, I was fully naked there for a second. Good lord. Sorry about. Oh wow. Okay, I need to change the save file. Sorry about that. Look, the performance is actually surprisingly smooth, considering the frames counter is showing a little bit lower. But like the feel of the game, the way that it feels to me as the player, feels really good. Feels smooth. I could totally play a game that feels like this. I don't care that the FPS counter shows 60 FPS. According to how it feels. Those signs. According to how it feels to me as a player, this is good. Yeah, I'm totally happy with that performance. Really nice. I tell you what, this is certainly the weirdest freaking game. The weirdest game I've ever seen in my life. I mean, come on. And it feels so lively. If you haven't played Cyberpunk, I highly recommend it. Okay, let's end it. Yeet. Okay, this is called the Armory Crate. Now, the Armory Crate is like the control center for your laptop. And unfortunately, I've got the recording running at the moment, so I can't have it on full silent mode. But it's got its parameters at the bottom, like silent, performance, overclock, blah, blah, blah. And at the moment, it's running on 68 degrees. It's usually a little bit cooler when I don't have video running, but I do have video running. But you'll see over there, that's the fan's CPU and GPU fan and the system acoustics. If I'm not running anything video intensive, if I'm running a movie, for example, that just plays a video, this laptop goes into full silent mode. And when I say full silent mode, I mean like the RPM goes to 0. The fans switch off. That's how good the liquid cooling is on that CPU and GPU, to the point where if I run it on silent mode and I just like watch movies and the fans switch off, because the fans actually physically switch off, the laptop goes into a state of dead silence. Okay, and just like the demonstration I wanted to show you guys regarding the fan speed. Now obviously it is on silent mode and it is running at 0 RPM, the fans. And I moved into the living room because it is very warm inside my office. So I unplugged it, moved it here, and the CPU is on 56, and you can see 0 RPM, and it's quiet here, so you might hear a bit of birds. Apologies, just listen. The fans are completely off. How freaking crazy is that? So quiet. And because of the size of the battery on this unit, I mean, it's a massive screen, as you can see, compared to my 32-inch. Because of the size of this battery, I can actually run this laptop for 12 hours on battery in silent mode. Okay, that's obviously not straining the graphics. That's like minimal usage, you know, just video playing, that type of thing, or browsing the internet. The Armory Crate 2, you know, it was a bit overwhelming at first. As you can see, it's kind of like, it's a bit much to take in, but it does everything automatically. So if I do need to go to the swimming pool,
I need food, please. Please. Oh, thank you.
or I need to go to the lounge or the living room, do something like that's not at the office, I literally unplug the laptop. It auto switches off the GPU and it switches over to onboard GPU, which is very cool. It turns down the screen's speed and it makes it more power friendly. I don't have to change any settings. It's all automatic. So as soon as I unplug the power cable, it like converts this laptop into like a power saver. You aren't stuck on power saving. You can actually crank it up and run the GPU and battery and whatever. It's just that it will like minimize the battery life massively. So I like the fact that I don't have to change settings every time I want to work in a different space. I spend a lot of time in my garden. I spend a lot of time by my pool. I spend a lot of time just not being in my office, and having that convenience of just unplugging and having this whole thing convert for you into like a power saver and then convert back when you sit down and all your screens adjust and everything. That's kind of cool. That helps me a lot. I'm looking forward to creating some dank content with it. I've actually had this laptop for like 2 months now, and it has absolutely changed the game for me. So massively changed the game for me. Everything renders faster thanks to that AMD Ryzen 9 CPU. Everything plays better. The visuals itself on games are just staggering. I can crank any game to ultra at 1440p and it just runs. Look, I understand the laptop itself is probably expensive. I don't know what it costs in your country. You can Google it. It's a mouthful. It's an Asus ROG Strix 17 G733. I don't know what it costs in your country, but I can tell you one thing. It has absolutely changed my life. I've got one little unit that can fit in one of my hands. Well, no, 2 of my hands. It's quite big. And it can run my entire content creation life. Everything I need to do in the world for YouTube, for Twitch, for creation, my entire business now runs off one tiny laptop. That is just absolutely nuts. Just thinking how far laptops have gone in the last 3 or 4 years. The technology that's gone into these machines. I understand they're expensive, but the quality of life and the ease of use, it's insane. Yeah, something a little different. I hope you enjoyed this little review / gift reveal. Thank you, Asus South Africa, for gifting me this device. It has absolutely changed my life. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Wait, why did I salute? I was dumb. Okay, bye.
Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me.